John Beltran back with John Prouty for Game 2 between the Northridge Grizzlies and the Fort Morgan Mustangs. The Mustangs will be the visiting team for Game 2. This game was supposed to be played on Saturday in Greeley. Northridge won Game 1, 7-6. Mustang starting lineup brought to you by Buildings by Design. They'll make your vision a reality. Visit buildingsbydesign.com. Batting first is the shortstop, Jaden Carrera. Charlie Langford, the pitcher, at second. Jason Diaz, the catcher, at third. Batting fourth is the third baseman, Miguel Davila. The fifth hitter is the center fielder, Angel Lopez. Second baseman, Isaiah Ortiz, at sixth. The DH, Chase Prouty, hits seventh. Braden Hilser in right hits eighth, and J.J. Marquez in left bats ninth. Defensively for Northridge, Lincoln Lyons at first, Justin Sanchez at second. The third baseman is Wyatt Hill. Derek Casillas at short. Jacob Lerman in left, Louis Pisano in center, Brecken Anderson in right. Damian Alvarez back behind the plate. And right-hander Diego Mondragon is on the mound. Mondragon at 0-1, seventh appearance with an ERA of nearly 11. Fort Morgan has got to capitalize there. Right now, on a 7-game losing streak at 5-9. And here is Jaden Carrera. Carrera struck out to end the 7-6 loss. And will now bat against Mondragon. Northridge, by the way, in their navy blue shirts with the stripes across the middle. Mustangs in their home blacks with the stripes across the middle. And the pitch bounces in. 1 ball and no strikes. Carrera was 0 for 4 in the opening game. The pitch swung on and fouled off to the right. Count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. Start time of this game, 6:24. And the offering. That's a strike with a fastball in the outer half. 1-2. Game time temp for Game 2 is at 63 degrees. And the offering. Outside with a heater. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jaden Carrera. Charlie Langford to follow. The right-hander Mondragon gets a sign. And the pitch swung on and grounded up the middle over the bag. It's a base hit into center field. Jaden Carrera with his first hit of the day. That'll bring up Charlie Langford. Charlie had a rough go in Game 1, 0 for 3 with a bases loaded walk. Struck out twice. And he's a starting pitcher for this game. Short lead at first for Jaden. And the pitch, squaring to bunt, it's upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, you really need this game today. If you play Roosevelt Thursday and Friday on an 8-game losing streak, this is going to get away from you. They lost 14 in a row to end the season last year. And the offering. Swung on and chopped to third. Second for 1. Back to first. That'll be late. 5-4 on the fielder's choice to Wyatt Hill. 1 out for Jason Diaz. Diaz in the first game was 1 for 4 with an RBI. Yeah, Charlie still looking for his first hit of the day. The pitch, swung on, drilled into the left center field gap. That ball's going to roll all the way towards the fence. That is going to clear Langford. He rounds third and scores. And on the RBI double from Jason Diaz, the Mustangs lead 1-0 in the top of the first. That ball was tattooed by Jason Diaz. Franco Diaz will be the courtesy runner. Yeah, that was a shot into the left center field gap. Here's Miguel Davila. Miguel 0 for 2. Here comes the rain. Is that right? Wow. Where did this come from? Better cover up the equipment. Didn't see that coming. Did not see that coming. The pitch. The bender's in the dirt. An unpleasant surprise. 1 ball and no strikes is very light. But nonetheless, there is water. The pitch swung on and grounded to second. A routine play. The ball is bobbled, recovered, thrown to first there by Justin Sanchez. 2 down. That'll bring up Angel Lopez. Lopez, 1 hit and 4 at-bats. He was on base 3 times, thanks in part to errors committed by Northridge. They had 5 in the first game, still won by a run. The fastball's a strike on the outer half of the knees. No balls and 1 strike to Lopez. Out of the windup, Urias at third. Mondragon gets the sign from Alvarez. And he kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. On a fastball below the knees, it's 0-2. Opening up that stance is Lopez. The pitch fouled off the end of the bat. One with an off speed. Remains at no balls and 2 strikes. Well, for the second straight game, the Mustangs are on the board first. But can they sustain any advantage? The pitch, swing and a miss. On a pitch up and in, Lopez strikes out. However, the Mustangs get an RBI double from Jason Diaz. 1 of 2 hits in the first inning. They strand a runner. Bottom of the first we go. Fort Morgan 1. And Northridge is coming to the plate on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Louis Pisano takes a pitch for a ball, skips to the screen. 1-0 Fort Morgan, bottom of the first inning. Louis Pisano leads off. Derek Casillas, the second hitter. Diego Mondragon hits third against Charlie Langford. Damian Alvarez, the cleanup hitter. The pitch, and that one bounces in as well. Lincoln Lyons is the first baseman hitting 5th, followed by Jacob Lerman, Justin Sanchez, Wyatt Hill, and Brecken Anderson. 2 balls and no strikes, the offering. And Charlie looks awful. He's bounced 3 all the way to the backstop. He hasn't got comfortable at all. The mechanics looks like they're way off here. And the 3-0 pitch, and he short-armed that one. And I don't think he's ready to pitch. That just was ugly. 4 pitches, all in the dirt. And here is Derek Castillo. Check it, Casillas. 2 for 3 in the opening game. And the pitch. That nearly hit him down and in. John, I'm not sure what's going on here.
Well, I think he's trying to overpower it, and instead of just working on mechanics and control.
And the 1-0. That's a fastball up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0 here. 1-0 Fort Morgan. Jason Diaz with an RBI single in game 2 in the top of the first. The pitch swung on and fouled. I don't understand hitters sometimes, John. Help me out. He's thrown 6 balls in a row, and then you swing at a 2-0. That
Right.
was not down the middle. That
No.
was near the
mean,
corner.
I get it if it's coming right down the pipe.
And the runner heads for second. Pisano caught between first and second. Strange to throw to second. Now run back to first by Carrera. Now they're going to run him down, and the tag is applied. That's an excellent play by Langford, who applies the tag. That was one athlete, Langford, against Pisano, another great athlete. And that's why you can be fast, like Charlie is, and like Pisano, but they both have made base running mistakes in his doubleheader.
Yep.
And Charlie needed that one.
Yes, he did. He needed to get that out on the board. But he saw him taking off, and he wasn't committed to home yet, and he just turned and threw.
And the pitch. That's a strike. Took something off it on the outside corner.
So I think that's helping getting him settled down here a little bit.
And the offering. Low. You just reminded me, John, the pickoff goes 1-3 to 6-1. Langford to Strange to Carrera to Langford. And the offering. And he throws that one low. It's another walk.
Yeah, he's got to really focus on throwing for control rather than trying to just.
I'm not seeing him stretch. It's more that
he's short arming it.
Yeah.
He just doesn't look comfortable right now.
Here is Diego Mondragon. Hitting for the right side, the pitch. And the bender's off the glove of Diaz. It'll be a wild pitch. Mondragon in the first game was 0 for 3 with an RBI. It was a sac fly that drove in a run. And the offering. And he bounces that away. That's another wild pitch to third is Casillas.
Yeah, that's just, we can't have those pitching errors and just keep giving runners bases like that. I mean, it's different if you're making them earn those bases, but when you're just giving them to them.
Well, again, we saw odd things happen in the last game early on, and it's happening here. That's a strike, bottom of the zone. 2 balls and 1 strike. I'm John Beltran with John Prouty.
Sorry I was a little late. I was turning on all the lights.
No, I knew you had duties. The pitch swung on, grounded right side, and Strange had it play off his glove. That's going to land in short right field. It'll score a run. The game is tied at 1. Tough play, but unfortunately, I have to score that an error.
Yeah, it took a tough hop, but he kind of pulled up on it rather than getting and parking in front of it and really playing the ball.
Here is Damian Alvarez. But that run is obviously on the pitcher. You can't walk and throw 2 wild pitches there.
Yeah, the 2 wild pitches gave him second and third and put him in scoring position.
Fastball looked pretty good, but just missed. 1 ball and no strike. I think Charlie's one of those guys, once you get by the first inning, he'll be fine. He's got to just get through this first inning.
Right. But that first inning can be brutal sometimes, too.
Yeah, that is true. The pitch, nice pitch, fouled off to the right. Charlie has thrown 16 pitches already, 11 balls and 5 strikes, and has not recorded an out against a hitter. It was a pickoff, John, so you got to challenge these hitters and get them. 1-1 the offering. Breaking ball is upstairs. Well, there's only one thing better than this, John, a victory.
Yes.
Nearly had one in game 1.
Having a W in the column would be a nice ending to today.
2-1. Swing and a miss, a fastball above the letters. It's 2-2.
And that was a huge strike. He needed that, and he laid that in really nice.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, by the way. The board's got 2 outs, but I've got just 1 out.
1 out.
The pickoff of Louis Pisano. The stretch and the offering. Called strike 3. Runner can advance, but not the hitter on the drop. Strike there.
Well, and that's a bait move because you try to catch the catcher that's not paying attention, and he makes that throw to first, giving the runner a chance to advance.
Right. With less than 2 outs, if first base is occupied, the hitter has nowhere to go.
Right.
Here is Lincoln Lyons. 3 for 4 in the first game with 3 doubles.
Yeah, now he smoked some over into left field, so.
And this is his type of pitcher, a guy who throws heat.
Yep.
The offering, fastball, a strike. And Charlie, he brought that one big time there, John.
He did. It was outside, a little bit on the high side, but in there for a strike, and Lincoln didn't like that.
The stretch and the offering. Curveball is up and in. Last time we saw Charlie throw a curveball on an 0-2 pitch with the bases loaded in a 1-run lead, it hit the batter, and we know what happened after that and lost the skyline.
All 4 wheels came off the cart on that.
That's right. Awaiting the pitch on the 1-1. Here it is. And he bounces that one. 3rd wild pitch of the inning.
Well, and I don't know why he felt like he had to quick pitch that. Just throw a fastball. Get it to your catcher. Give him a chance to get the guy at second.
Because there was a long pause, but all of a sudden it was a jerky movement to the plate.
Jerky movement, right in the dirt.
Right. 2-1. Looking back, the offering. Breaking ball down and away to Lincoln Lyons. Well, there's a base open, so you don't want to give in to this hitter.
Right. I mean, just, you're 3-1 now in the count. You got a runner at second. Just go straight out the batter.
3 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, absolutely. The pitch. That is just off the plate. And it's the 3rd walk of the inning.
Well, and Diaz needs to go out and talk to him and just get him settled down.
Yep, Jacob Lerman will now hit. Jacob Lerman in the first game, 0 for 4. So just throw something in the hitting zone and get an out. And the offering. That's a strike. Nice fastball down the center of the plate. 0-1. Mondragon at second, Lyons at first. A run across without the benefit of a hit. The Mustangs had 2 hits in the top of the first. The pitch, way outside. I'm telling you, if Charlie can locate, he is bringing some heat.
Yeah, but again, like I've said many times, nobody cares how fast you throw a ball forward.
You're right. And I hope he goes fastball, not a breaking ball. His breaking ball has not worked early. 1-1. Well, neither's the fastball. That was in the dirt.
That was a great block by Diaz, though.
2 balls and 1 strike.
Kept it out in front of him and was ready to make that throw to third.
What we're seeing from Charlie right now, unfortunately, is that he's throwing. He's not pitching.
Yeah.
That's what happens and he can adjust, though. I mean, he's thrown very well at times this year. The pitch, that's a good one. A fastball, bottom of the zone. It's 2-2.
And you just talked about that adjustment, and that was exactly what he did there.
And if he can do it again, this will be the end of the inning. Bottom of the first, Northridge, the home team for game 2. Looking back. 2-2 pitch. Bounces that one and nearly hit the umpire. Another wild pitch, and the runners advance. Mondragon to third. And to second, Lincoln Lyons. 4th wild pitch of the inning. See the movie Major League, John?
You mean Wild Thing?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that song's in your head, John?
Yeah, it had to. Come on, this is 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Tied at 1, bottom of the first inning, game 2. Northridge won the first game 7-6. Langford ready with a pitch. Swung on and grounded slowly to short. Carrera has got it. He sets. He fires. That's going to be, in time. Oh, I'm telling you, John, that is not a good call. No. That is not a good call. There is no doubt in my mind from this vantage point. I don't know how you saw it. I thought that Lerman beat it out.
I would agree. I think the only thing that I did see was the runner going from second to third. He actually stopped in the path of the ball, screening the ball from the shortstop, and then took off again just in time for it to pass him.
Well, and that's not even illegal.
No.
If you collide, but
well, and at that point, I think that's where you need to charge that ball.
That is correct. That did prevent Jaden from making the play earlier. But if you charge the ball and the runner and the fielder collide, that is runner's interference.
And that's where you just have to have that good baseball IQ, because I would have charged that ball. I don't need to give
John,
that
you would
runner
have
a path
plowed
to the-
that guy.
I don't need to give the runner a path to the baseball.
That's right.
That's me.
That's right. You're right.
And so that's just, really, you got to know the game.
1 run, no hits. 2 left on base. Let's head to the second in 30 seconds. Tied at 1. Fort Morgan and Northridge on the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
On a break over here, and
Top of the second, John Beltran and John Prouty tied it at 1. The Mustangs will now hit on their home field in this visiting half of the second inning with Isaiah Ortiz, Chase Prouty, and Braden Hilser against right-hander Diego Mondragon. There were some Mondragons who played for Eaton High School, and they were great. Swung on line,
nice
base hit
base.
into left field. The Mustangs have 3 hits
nice
on the
first
pitch of the second inning.
Yeah, that was a nice first pitch hit. And Mondragon threw it right out over, just right down the pipe.
Let's see if Coach Langford has Chase Prouty bunting here. He likes to do that with nobody out in the top of the second. We'll see what the strategy is. 2-step lead. Stretched by Mondragon. The pitch. Swung on and fouled at the plate. Threw him a little bit of a breaking ball. No balls and 1 strike. Chase in the opening game had a base hit.
Yeah, when he had that little check swing.
Yeah, it was in between the shortstop and the third baseman. And the offering. And the breaking ball is up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. For the second straight game, I mentioned this before he came back, John, the Mustangs grabbed the lead, but swing and a miss inside fastball, runner to second to throw the slide, and he's going to be safe.
He was under it.
Good throw there up the second base side by Alvarez, but stolen base for Ortiz.
Yep. Yeah, well, because he did get a good throw. It was a good tag. The tag was on the thigh.
That's correct. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Chase Prouty. Nobody out, top of the second. Mondragon looking back, and the pitch swung on and drilled to left field along the line to his right, reaching out and making a lunging catch.
Oh.
What a play made by Jacob Lerman. He caught that basically off his knee.
He snow coned that.
Right there, yeah.
That was, and he was going everything he had to get there, because that gets by him, and Ortiz
It's at
scores
least
easy.
a double.
Yep.
But he caught that pretty much knee high on a ball that had significant topspin too.
On a dead run.
The pitch fouled. Braden Hilser had 2 hits in game 1.
Yeah, that was the only chance he had to get there. He was in a dead run, going at the ball. And
Well, just like poor defense can lose you games, good defense can win you games.
Yep, absolutely.
Because it could be 2-1, but that's an all-star play in left field by Lerman. And the offering fouled off the end of the bat. No balls and 2 strikes. 4th inning, John, maybe 5th. I'll be thinking about what I'm going to have for dinner. It'll be a late night.
I've already been thinking about that now. Is that wrong?
Yeah, no. But if I think about it, I occupy myself, then I kind of sway my focus away from the game, and I want to stay focused on the game.
True.
No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch fouled off to the right. Remains at 0-2 to Braden Hilser. 1-1. Fort Morgan and Northridge tied, top of the second inning. And the Mustang faithful, for the most part, along the third base side, they've all got the coats on.
Yep.
I mean, it's dropping. It's still in the 60s.
Yeah, but there was a little bit of rain.
That is lifted into left field. That's got some carry, but Lerman is right there. 3 steps back, makes the grab. Runner holds at second. 2 down.
They didn't have to go in a dead run for that one.
Exactly. Yeah, that was a more conventional.
Stand there and wait for it to come to you.
Yep. J.J. Marquez, who threw a gem in relief, was 0 for 3 with an RBI. in game one. Mondragon looks back, and the offering. Down and away with a bender. 1 ball and no strikes. By the way, Bob Uecker, who played Harry Doyle in Major League.
Oh, yeah.
He is pitch low. He's either 90 or 91 years old and still working for the Brewers.
Is he really?
Only does home games. Yeah,
Oh,
he's
my.
still a great announcer. I love listening to him.
Just a bit outside.
He is phenomenal. Has not lost a step. 2-0. Mondragon to the plate. Swung on and tapped slowly left side. This is going to be a tough play.
Yeah.
Charging, fielding, throwing on the run late as Marquez beats it out is Wyatt Hill. It's an infield hit.
Yeah. And that was a great run by Marquez to get to first.
Carrera.
And Ortiz advanced to third. It was just that was a good at bat.
Carrera had a base hit his first time up. Well, line scores can be deceiving. Fort Morgan has 4 hits. Northridge has 0 hits. And the game is tied at 1. But Carrera can change the score. Carrera steps out. Awaiting the sign from his head coach, Josh Langford. Mustangs are looking to snap a 7-game losing streak. The pitch, strike. Fastball in the inner half, it's 0-1. And now...
Yeah, they tagged him before he got across home plate. Because he
Okay.
ran into the tag.
Okay, I didn't even look up, so they had that as a design play.
Right. He's supposed to get caught in the pickle there.
Yeah, and Marquez ran into it. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking down, and Marquez is tagged out. The run does not score, even though Hilser broke from third. And
I think Coach Langford is enlightening him on that fact right now.
no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left to the bottom of the second. Northridge 1, Fort Morgan 1 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Bottom 2. Mustangs with another base-running gaff. As they left the runner on base, bottom of the second, Charlie Langford delivers, and that one hits the lower left leg of Justin Sanchez. And he'll be at first for Wyatt Hill. Charlie threw 30 pitches in the opening inning, and 19 of those were balls. He's got to figure it out. If not, he's not going to last 3 or 4 innings.
Yep. He'll run out of pitches.
Open stance. And the pitch scoring a bunt, and that one's up and in. Well, that was dangerous for Hill. He could have caught that with his face. I mean, that was so high.
He sure could have.
And when you're exposing your body like that, where you're square to the pitcher. See, now Coach Langford is thinking that he kept the bat out there. I'm not sure about that.
I actually thought he did.
Yeah.
I thought he stayed here.
Well, because he's square.
Yeah.
He's square, and then the ball's coming at you. You know, what are you going to do with the bat?
Right.
Normally it is exposed, and I know what Coach Langford is saying. But you know what, John, at this point, let's just keep playing the game.
Yeah.
And now we're just extending
it looked like he kept the bat out there, but he had to squat to keep from taking the ball in the ear.
And now they're going to get an appeal at second.
Yeah.
1 ball and no strikes. Tied at 1, bottom of the second inning. Northridge won the opening game 7-6. And, yeah, they're going to call it a ball. They will not reverse the call.
Right. Although, I do think if you look in the rule book, it doesn't say anything about squatting if you leave the bat out there.
That's right. No, you're right.
If
it's exposed,
then
it's a strike.
So technically, that should have been a strike.
1 ball and no strikes here. Stretch and the offering. That's a strike with a fastball at the knees. 1-1. Here to Wyatt Hill, number 8 hitter in the lineup for Northridge. Throw back to first, and back in diving is Sanchez. It's Tuesday night baseball. We started 3.5 hours ago. Square to bunt, and he lays it down foul. Yeah, I'd love to see a good 3-1, 3-2 game, even though I'd like to see Fort Morgan hit the ball better, but just to move things along. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Speaking of Major League.
Yep.
Sanchez off of first, 2-step lead. And the offering way outside with a curveball. What about the job Jason Diaz? He's been behind the plate the whole day.
He's been working hard. I mean, his legs got to be tired.
Well, and
he'll sleep good tonight.
Charlie's not the easiest one to catch. We know
no,
that.
No, he's not.
And the 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. Here it is in the dirt. Scooped up by Diaz.
And he's really just got to get his form down. He's got a good arm. He really does.
He's got a great arm.
Great arm. He just needs to get his form down.
3 balls and 2 strikes to Wyatt Hill. And the offering swung on, line into right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Holding up momentarily was Sanchez. He goes to second. I think had he read that off the bat, he'd be standing at third.
I think
Quite frankly,
right.
I'm surprised he read it that poorly because that was a base hit clearly off the bat. There was no way that was going to be caught.
Yep, and that was clearly not going to – yeah, like you said, it was clearly not going to get caught. It was a line drive into the outfield, into right center.
And the first hit of the game for Northridge. Here is Brecken Anderson. Anderson had 2 at-bats and struck out 1 of those 2 times in the first game. The stretch. The pause. The pitch going to bunt. Up and in.
But again, he left that bat out there.
Yeah, but I think that one was a little bit different. The bat was out there, but I think he brought it back in. It's
hard to tell.
It's tough.
I look like and he just knelt down.
Yeah, I think he brought that in. I would definitely retain that as a ball 1. Throw back to second, and the tag applied by Carrera. Back in diving is Sanchez. 1 ball and no strikes. 2 on, nobody out. Bottom 2. Northridge, the home team for game 2, tied at 1. Yeah, Josh is going to have to burn another pitcher here.
He will.
The pitch. Outside with a fastball. 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, they're going to use up Charlie as many pitches as possible unless he gets into trouble. And he's been in trouble the first 2 innings. The offering, not even close, very high and inside, 3-0.
Well, and this is where we've gotten into trouble before, walking the bases full, and then somebody gets a nice double, and base clearing double, and then we're down a bunch.
3 balls and no strikes. Down the middle for a strike, it's 3-1. Did we see lightning out there?
No. Somebody was taking a picture.
Okay, because that's okay.
I thought the same thing, and I looked down. It was coming underneath the.
Yeah, because there was flash on that photography.
Yep.
And that is.
And I think the umpire just told her you need to take the flash off.
Right. Yeah, that is definitely not allowed. 3 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Bottom 2. Yeah, I didn't know it was. I saw it peripherally, and I'm glad that's all it was. Straight up at 7 o'clock, this is Morgan County's B106, KPRB, Brush, Fort Morgan. And the pitch, strike 2. On the outer half at the knees to Brecken Anderson. Louis Pisano waits to hit next. At second is Sanchez, Wyatt Hill at first.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'd almost give this kid something I could hit right here just so you could see if you could get that double play.
Throw back to first,
oh, no.
And the ball gets away in foul territory down the right field line. Sanchez around third. He will score. The throw to the plate is going to be late. And a second is Wyatt Hill. That's an error. And it's 2-1 Northridge. They tried to get the trail runner, and it backfired. This is a rough stretch for the senior Langford. A hit batter, 3 walks, 4 wild pitches, and an error. And now it's 3-2. The pitch up and in. It's another walk. Anderson is on. You've just walked the number 9 hitter for Pisano. John, when you play a doubleheader, that second game usually is worse than the first game in terms of quality baseball.
Well, yeah, because you've already played one game, you played hard, and you're
players are tired. Pisano awaits. Here it is. Swung on and grounded to first. Nice leap there by Strange. Steps on the bag. Runners advance. 1 down. That's an excellent play by the Mustangs senior. Pisano's now 0 for 1 after walking in the first inning.
And that was really good by Strange because he looked at second and then he held the ball, which he absolutely should have done because he had no play, and you don't want to get another run on the board.
Derek Casillas also walked his first time up. The infield playing back. The pitch. Swing and a miss through the fastball right by him.
Yeah. And like I said, Charlie's got some heat. He's just he has to actually dial it down a little bit.
You're right. He spotted that well. Yeah. And the 0-1. Foul to the backstop. It's 0-2. Well, the game against Skyline typified his season. He mowed him down in the 6th inning here.
Yeah.
Loaded the bases on walks, and then it fell apart. And that was with 2 outs.
Yeah.
And the 0-2. Swing and a miss. A fastball that Casillas could not catch up to. An awesome fastball there by Langford. 2 down.
And that was in the glove, and he wasn't even around on the swing.
Yeah. Well,
so yeah, that was great location and great speed.
Mondragon had that ground ball that was misplayed by Strange in his first plate appearance. The pitch swung on, grounded slowly. Left side, a dive by Davida, and it's botched over there by the shortstop. Jaden Carrera. Run scores. It's 3-1. I'm going to have to score that an error. It was hit slowly, but you didn't have that was not a. Let's see who hit that ball. Mondragon's not a fast runner. He's not.
You had a chance to make the play. If you make a clean scoop, and you're moving towards the base.
Yeah, because Miguel Doe, but did not get a glove on the ball.
Yeah, that was a good effort on his part.
Yeah, Damian Alvarez struck out his first time, 2 runs across for Northridge in the bottom of the 2nd. And the pitch popped into shallow second base. It's caught there. I thought it had more carry. Isaiah Ortiz made the catch, and a ball fisted towards second base. And Langford gets out of the inning, not before 2 runs score on 1 hit, 2 Mustang errors, and 2 left. 2 complete. Game 2, Northridge 3, Fort Morgan 1 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's move on to the 3rd inning. The visiting team in this game, the Fort Morgan Mustangs, trail the Northridge Grizzlies 3-1. I will say this about these umpires. They have not done a good job of moving this game along. Normally it's 1 minute in between half innings.
Yeah.
And sometimes we've seen 2 minutes.
2-3 minutes.
I mean, this is closer to Major League Baseball than it is to high school.
We're going to have to put a pitch clock on if we get this going.
Move it along, for crying out loud.
Well, shot clock is coming for varsity basketball.
Right, and that's going to be a challenge. It's not easy to keep a shot clock. That's a skill. The pitch fouled by Jaden Carrera. Had a base hit in the 1st inning.
But that was a good pick for him because that ball was coming right down the pipe.
Northridge has just 1 hit, but they lead the game 3-1. Mustangs have 4 hits. And the 0-1. Curveball is a beauty right down the middle. It's 0-2. Late life on that breaking ball thrown by the right-hander Diego Mondragon. Carrera waits. The pitch fouled off to the right.
Well, and as the batter, this is where you got to start really battling, poking it off, doing whatever you can to stay alive and make him pitch to you or make him waste a bunch of pitches.
Without question, use up that pitch count. 0-2 pitch. Swung on and popped up. Second baseman Sanchez to his left makes the catch on the edge of the grass. 1 out. Charlie Langford hit into a fielder's choice. Charlie's looking for his first hit of the day. 0 for 3 in game 1 with a sac fly. Lined and the offering. Curveball went behind him. 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch. That's inside. Backed him off the plate. It's 2-0. Let's see if we're under. If we're in the 50s, 61 degrees. That's a strike. On the outer half, 2 balls, 1 strike. 3-1 Northridge. Leading by 2 runs, 1 out, bases empty in the top of the 3rd inning. The right-hander kicks and fires. Swung on and chopped over the mound. The shortstop, Casillas, tried to play it. He does throw to first, and that's in time. Oh, man, he took it on a tricky hop near the bag.
Did. That was, that was a good scoop by the first baseman.
A tough hop there for Casillas. He made an outstanding play to retire Charlie, who's now 0 for 2. Here's Jason Diaz. And the pitch. Strike. Diaz with an RBI double. And the offering. Swung on and grounded to third. Should be. Oh, the ball is booted over there by Hill.
Yep. That's the second time he's done that today. So he did that in the last game, I believe, too.
He did. Diaz reaches. Fort Morgan has 3 errors in the game. That's the first by Northridge. Diaz will run it first. Miguel Davila grounded out his first time up. I'm going to tell you, Mondragon, he's all over the strike zone, John. 28 strikes, 9 balls. Make it 29, and this will end the top of the 3rd. The fly ball to Louis Pisano, can of corn, and he makes the play, and the Mustangs are retired in this 3rd inning. No runs, no hits. A Northridge error that was harmless. And 1 left, 2.5 in the books. Game 2, Northridge 3, Fort Morgan 1 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Langford delivers. First pitch at the bottom of the 3rd is a massive fastball for a strike. And you need to get ahead of this hitter, Lincoln Lyons. The pitch, breaking ball, strike on the outer half. It's 0-2. Lyons walked. Lyons has been on base 4 of the 5 times today. 3 doubles, then he popped out, then he walked in his first plate appearance. And now down to the count at 0-2. 3-1 Northridge, bottom of the 3rd inning. They're the home team for game 2 since this game was supposed to be played in Greeley. And that's off the glove of Diaz. Thank goodness that was a ball.
Yeah.
That's a strike, and then Lyons reaches. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Let's see if Charlie could just throw strikes. He's got so much mustard on that fastball. And this is an okay lineup for Northridge. It's nothing massive. The pitch swung on and line foul. Late swing, but this is your hitter. Besides Pisano. Pisano and Lyons, those are your 2 big hitters.
Yeah, and Lyons has had a huge day today at the plate.
And his doubles have been sprayed all over the park.
Yeah, so it's hard to say where he's going.
And the 1-2 pitch. And that one is an ugly one that bounced away. It almost looked like Charlie got twisted around and held the ball too long.
Yeah, something, because it didn't look like it was a natural throw.
2-2 to Lyons. The pitch, and he bounces that one in there. Now he's started to force it a little bit too much like he did in the first inning.
Yeah, and sometimes you just have to relax. You got to stretch long, relax, and throw down.
3 balls and 2 strikes. His ball-to-strike ratio has improved. Can he get Lyons here? Foul to the backstop. He's such a good hitter, John.
Yeah.
Such a good hitter.
That was going to be a strike right there.
Oh, that was center cut.
Yeah.
But a
But
good
you don't
hitter.
want to give Lyons anything that he can hit either.
He's not.
He will.
He's not going to miss that pitch.
No, he'll drill it, and he's already shown that today.
I mean, Lyons, if he's retired, he's not going to strike out. I think he'll hit a fly ball or something. I doubt he strikes out the pitch, and that bounces in anyway.
Ball 4.
And it's a walk to Lincoln Lyons. That is the 5th walk issued by the senior right-hander, Charlie Langford.
Well, and you just got to figure it out when you're up on the count 0-2, and then you end up issuing the walk. You just can't let those happen.
Jacob Lerman is 0 for 1, but he doesn't care. He made the defensive play of the game on a bullet hit by Chase Prouty into left field. The stretch and the offering scoring a bunt. That one bounces in. Runner takes off. Diaz throws to second, up the second base side, and it skips into center field, but the runner will stay right there. A wild pitch.
Yeah, unfortunately, Lopez was paying attention and came in to cover that and saved him from going to third.
Well, Charlie has now thrown 5 wild pitches to go along with 5 walks and a hit batter and an error. Just a tough outing for Charlie. But only down 3-1, 1-0. Swing and a miss. A nasty curveball.
Yep.
But this is not about his stuff. You just can't replicate it. You can't duplicate some of those good pitches.
You got to have that consistency.
1-1. And the offering. Swing and a miss. Another excellent curveball. That was in the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Scooped up by Diaz. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 3-1 Northridge, bottom 3. They won game 1, 7-6. Is Charlie going to go with another breaking ball? Looking back, again. The pitch. Swung on and grounded right back to Langford. He's going to throw to third and the tag and late. I don't know why he made that play.
I don't either.
Because Miguel was playing in. Just go to first for the out. That's a fielder's choice.
And so that's another error.
Yeah, I mean it's a mental error, but you cannot go to third on that play.
No, I mean he was already there, and Davila was trying to get back to make.
He had a huge secondary lead, and you said he was there. You go to first every time.
Every time.
I have no idea. With your third baseman backpedaling towards the bag, he doesn't have the momentum, and he still applied the tag, but it was going to be late.
But you're going to get your third baseman hurt, too.
You hit that nail right on the head. Here's Justin Sanchez. The pitch, runner goes, swing and a miss. Throw to second is cut off by the pitcher, Langford. I mean, Charlie is looking better. But again, got to get some outs here. No balls and 1 strike. You got 2 runners in scoring position. You're already down 2 in the 3rd inning. And the pitch, breaking ball's a strike. Man.
I actually thought that was going to hit the batter, and it broke.
That had major curve to it.
I mean, that broke a good foot coming in.
You see pitches like that, you wonder why can't Charlie duplicate more of that?
Right.
0-2. Swing and a miss. That's exactly what he did. Sanchez strikes out on a dirty bender, and there's 1 down.
Well, and Diaz set up on the outside on that time, saying, yeah, send that again. And he did, and it broke another foot. He swung, and it was clear past the end of his bat.
I remember when Brush defeated Eaton in the 2015. They had to beat him twice. 2015, they won the first game to force a championship game. They beat him 4-3, and Kyle Rosenbrock had 8 walks and 13 strikeouts. Charlie now has 5 walks and 3 strikeouts. It could be one of these games.
It could be.
If his stuff is working, John, he could rack up strikeouts.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. And Charlie's shown that because when he pitched before, he was mowing them down. He mowed down 9. We were just talking about that.
Fouled. Woo! Watch out over there. A late swing, and it hit off the bottom partition there.
Almost hit the batter.
Yeah, that is dangerous.
Almost hit your on-deck batter.
No balls and 1 strike. Wyatt Hill singled his first time up. And that single is Northridge's only hit of the game.
Yeah.
You're throwing a 1-hitter, and you're still down by 2 because of all the other traffic you've created. The stretch and the offering. Curveball is a strike.
Man, he is settling in with that curveball too.
God. All of a sudden, he found the grip.
Yeah, he
He
did.
found
he
the
found his
release.
zone. He found his zone.
And the 0-2. Swing and a miss.
Huge.
Another nasty curveball. Hill strikes out.
And even when they are picking it up out of the hand, they can't pick it up to hit it because it's got such a huge break.
So it's almost like you almost have to swing at an area instead of the ball and just hoping that the ball hits the area.
That the ball's going to be there.
Yeah.
And you know as well as I do, you got a split second to decide to swing or not.
Here's Brecken Anderson, the offering, and that one bounces in. What a play there by Diaz.
Yeah. That was a great block.
1 ball and no strikes. Charlie just has to keep his mechanics. I mean, he just retired 2 hitters on strikeouts. So it was as good a pitching as I've ever seen, the pitch. But now he's back to the old. See how
he's throwing fastballs again, but he's
but you mentioned in those last 2, it doesn't look natural.
No, he's forcing it again because he's got 2 outs. He's got a runner challenging at third, and he wants to get that third out.
He's got the 9-hitter. It's almost more than 2-0. And he threw a breaking ball that skips away. Runner to the plate, he'll score. And it's 4-1. 6th wild pitch for Charlie. I'm going to tell you this.
How many earned runs have we had?
Well, I to be honest with you, if it's against the pitcher, they still count as earned runs. But you're right here, 4 runs and only 2 earned because he had that throwing error too. So that's on the pitcher. That's a strike.
And then he goes back to the curveball and he's smacking it again.
There's like 2 different categories of earned runs. The official category, which is strictly based on errors, then the unofficial when pitchers give it away. Exactly. And the 3-1 pitch fouled.
But he needs to stay on that. I mean, he needs to stay on that curveball right now because that's what's working for him.
Well, that's why he tried to throw in the 2-0, and it got way too much of the ground. And Anderson looks like he's a 7th grader. He's a small kid. I got to check his class.
I'm wondering if he's a freshman.
Yeah, he looks young. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Charlie Langford strikes out the side. However, Northridge still scores a run. No hits, no errors, and 1 left. 3 complete in Game 2. Northridge 4, Fort Morgan 1 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We begin the top of the 4th inning. Northridge leads Fort Morgan 4-1. Angel Lopez, Isaiah Ortiz, and Chase Prouty against right-hander Diego Mondragon. Mustangs scored their lone run in the first. The pitch, swing and a miss. Mondragon has thrown 39 pitches in the game, 30 for strikes. You better go up there swinging.
Yeah, you better go up there to hit something.
He is not messing around. The offering, curveball right there, strike 2. And, John, he has no wasted energy. Mondragon, left side of the rubber, glove belt high. All he does is turn and fire. 0-2 pitch, curveball. That's a beauty.
Again.
That is perfect. Strike 3 called.
And Lopez didn't even move. Didn't even pick it up out of the hand.
That, for Mondragon, is his 2nd strikeout of the game. Isaiah Ortiz had a base hit his first time up.
But that was a 3-pitch strikeout. And 2 of them were curveballs.
Yeah. He had Angel on his heels. And look at that breaking ball. Yeah. Strike 1. He can't miss right now.
I don't know why they're not picking that up and giving it a ride.
No balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. That's a fastball, but it's inside. But that was barely inside. That's a good spot. That's a good spot for a missed fastball. 1-1.
He's got everything firing for him right now.
Well, again, no wasted energy. Look at that. He just turns and fires. 1-1 pitch. Curveball is a strike. Yeah. Inside corner. It's 1-2. And you're right, John. I think the Mustang hitters are having trouble picking it up off his right hand. And the 1-2. Swung on and chopped over the mound. Casillas, the shortstop, behind the bag. Fires to first and out. Close play, a bang-bang play. That could have gone either way. I thought he actually beat it, but it's so close. And now Josh Langford not happy, 2 down. But Josh can't complain. They got a huge call in the first inning that should have been safe.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I get it.
And
But
it's just, sometimes the calls are going your way, sometimes they're not.
yeah.
But when we're watching all these curveballs that he's just launching in there, you got to pick those up.
Yep. Breaking
That's
ball.
a curveball right there.
Yeah, inside to Chase Prouty, who hit that line drive that was flagged down in left field by Jacob Lerman.
And Lerman is shaded over toward the left field line.
That's a strike.
Yeah.
That breaking ball got the inside corner. It's 1-1.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a hitter.
And he's got to quit turning and stand in. And
that's correct.
Drill
And just pull that baseball. The pitch outside. Ball 2, strike 1. One with a fastball there. And the way Mondragon's pitching, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back to the breaking ball.
He will, right here. You bet me. He'll go right. Yeah, that's breaking ball.
And it's swung on and lifted into shallow right center. That's going to drop for a base hit. There you go. Chase with his second hit of the doubleheader.
And I think that was a breaking ball that didn't
It was.
break. Or he caught it before it started. It was just as it was starting to break.
He didn't hit it flush, but he hit it perfectly.
Yeah.
He just placed it out there.
Yep. Caught it right as it was breaking into
In fact,
the bat.
yeah. It's good that he didn't catch it too early. If not, instead
Right.
you pop it up as opposed to blooping it, and that was a nice bloop out there in the right center. Hopefully a 2-out rally for the Mustangs. Swing and a miss. Throw back to first. Chase back and diving. Braden Hilser popped out his first time. Oh, way to go, Chase. Your mother now is going to wash that. I mean, she's going to do it.
Well,
anyway.
you got to get it dirty at
That's
some
true.
point.
That's when you know you're a baseball player.
Even if the game's over.
Yeah,
you gotta
you and
go
I
out
don't
there and
care.
Roll around in the dirt.
We don't do the laundry for that stuff.
Right.
Swung on the
Oh,
line for a
nice.
base hit up the middle into center. Prouty to second. And how about Braden Hilser today? 3 hits in a doubleheader.
Yeah, he smoked that one right up the middle. They had no play on that. As a matter of fact, the pitcher kind of dipped his head back because he was going to take one to the head, I think.
John, the Mustangs have 6 hits in the game to Northridge's 1, but they trail 4-1. Let's see if JJ can come through. This is a 2-out rally with the bases empty. Back-to-back hits from Prouty and Hilser. The pitch, swing and a miss late on that fastball. No balls and 1 strike.
Well, and hopefully he's probably going to go to a curveball right here. So you just got to sit back and wait on it.
Looking back, and the pitch. Oh, and that hit him.
Hit him.
That clipped him off the jersey.
Yeah, I could hear that from here. It sounded like it just clipped just his hip as he turned.
Well, this could change the game altogether.
Yeah, it really could. I mean, if Carrera can get a good hit here, move everybody around, and you got Langford on deck, and he's due.
Yep, last game, Fort Morgan left 10 on base, Northridge 5. Northridge has left 5 on base, and the Mustangs have stranded 3. And they've got 3 more out there. In the dirt with a curveball, 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, so he's going to go back to that curveball again and trying to catch him looking.
Mondragon began the inning unhittable.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, back-to-back base hits and a hit batsman. To the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, the pitch, strike, fastball. Outer half at the knees, it's 1-1.
Yeah, and as a batter, when they're giving up that outside corner, that's when you crowd the plate hard. Take away that outside corner.
Yeah, and go the other way.
Yep.
The pitch. And that one bounces away up the first base side. Prouty will score. The other runners advance. It's 4-2.
Well, a wild pitch. And by golly, that is kind of nice because it clearly shows that it goes both ways.
That's the first time Chase had to run full speed to score from third. The other 2 times he had
In a
bases
game and a half,
loaded walks.
Yeah. He walked in twice.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he had to actually run that
Yeah,
time.
full speed. A base hit into the outfield ties the game. 2-1. Outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Northridge leads Fort Morgan 4-2 in Fort Morgan again. They are the visiting team for Game 2. Northridge won the first game 7-6. 3 balls, 1 strike. The offering. Strike.
Oh.
Fastball, bottom of the zone. And it's 3-2 to Jaden Carrera.
But I do believe, like we talked, that was the right call. It was a take because
Sure.
he just thrown 3 balls.
That's right. Yeah, force him to throw
Yeah.
three strikes in a row.
Now you got to battle him.
And the 3-2. Swung on and chopped right back to the pitcher. He'll underhand it to first and retire Jaden Carrera. The Mustangs do get a run out of that threat on 2 hits. No errors and 2 men left in scoring position. 3 1/2 innings are in the books. Northridge 4, Fort Morgan 2 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Charlie Langford is averaging 24 pitches in the first 3 innings. He's up to 73. 4-2 Northridge. As we head to this 4th inning. Again, I'm so confused. Why does it take more than a minute? I guess the umpires don't care. They just want to take your time.
They don't have anywhere else to be. And maybe they're not hungry.
Yeah.
Maybe they ate before they got here.
We certainly are.
Well, I'm always ready to go eat, I think.
Yeah, but...
chicken enchilada soup. Chicken tortilla soup.
Oh, don't even get me started.
Get you started.
Apparently the umpires had a 3 o'clock dinner. Langford will pitch here to Louis Pisano, who's walked and grounded out. And the offering. And that one hit him on the ankle.
Yeah, that hit him right in the back of the heel, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He's hurting.
What an outing. Charlie struck out the side in the 3rd. But here's the thing. He just has no idea where the ball's going.
No.
No idea. I mean, look at the line.
I think Pisano's just taking some time to walk it off a little bit because that looked like he took that right in the back of the heel.
Yep.
Or just above, right in the Achilles.
5 strikeouts, 5 walks, 2 at-batters, and 6 wild pitches. That is a full pitching line for Charlie Langford.
Is that a different kind of cycle?
Yeah, that's a good one. You're right. A walk and a strikeout of this hitter, Casillas, way outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Northridge is going for the sweep of the doubleheader, which would give Fort Morgan an 8-game losing streak. The offering, swung on line, base hit down the left field side. It'll be chased down by Marquez on a ball off the end of the bat. And the second is Louis Pisano. Again, John, the ball not hit hard, but it's not about how hard you hit it. It's where you put it.
Yep, it was just a looper into left field, dropped to where, it's an easy base hit.
Mondragon has been on base twice. Errors by Strange and Jaden Carrera on those 2 at-bats. The pitch, strike, fastball. Outer half, it's 0-1.
Yeah, and that was just nicely located by Langford.
No balls and 1 strike to Diego Mondragon. Looking back. And the pitch, low. Back here with you on Thursday. I'll be on the air tomorrow at 4 o'clock from Brush. Very good baseball game between Resurrection Christian and Brush. Resurrection in the top 10 in 3A. That's on 1010 KSIR. And the 1-1 pitch. Fastball is up and in. Ball 2, strike 1. 4-2 Northridge, bottom of the 4th inning. With 2 on and nobody out, the Mustangs got to stay in the game because that's one epidemic we've seen with the Mustangs.
Right.
They score a run and then they give up another run or 2.
Yeah.
The pitch.
You can't trade runs for runs or give up, like you said, 1 run and then give up a +1 for them.
And that fastball was below the knees, 3-1. 1 pitch away from loading the bases. This could bring in Jaden Carrera if Charlie walks him. And that's very high. Let's see if Coach Langford comes out and makes a change with the bases loaded because you're still in this game. And you do have a strikeout pitcher. That's the thing here with Charlie. If he throws strikes, he's good enough to get out of this.
I didn't see him throw 1 breaking ball that time.
No, he didn't. Damian Alvarez has struck out and popped out.
I mean, it was just straight up fastballs.
This all started with a hit batter. The pitch. Woo! Up and in. Wow. I got scared for him there. That was really close.
Almost a hit to the cheek.
1 ball and no strikes. And the offering. Swung on in line down the right field line. That's trouble. It's a base hit. That will score 1. That's going to score 2. Casillas around third. And now headed for second is Alvarez. He's in there with a 2-run double. 6-2 Northridge in the bottom of the 4th inning.
And that's the trouble we get into. We get those bases loaded, and then somebody gets one of those nice hits and gets us, chasing the ball around.
And let's see, are we going to have... that must be a piece of equipment that came off somebody that the umpire threw down. Anyways, Fort Morgan down 6-2, second and third, nobody out. We've had a hit batter, a single, a walk, and a 2-run double. The pitch. And the bender hits him in the back, and the bases are loaded.
And here comes Coach Langford.
And you know who that was? Lincoln Lyons. You're not throwing him a fastball.
I don't know that I wouldn't have just put him on anyway.
You're right. You're right.
Maybe that's just a way to put him on and give him a reminder.
Yeah. Let's see if Carrera's going to come in. He might just use him up. But there is a pitching change in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Going to bring in Ortiz.
Yep, you're right. Instead of Carrera. Yep. 6-2. Northridge on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The new pitcher is Isaiah Ortiz. 6-2 Northridge. Charlie Langford goes to short. Carrera at second. And the pitch. Swung on and lifted foul territory. First base side, strains the first baseman, makes the running catch. 1 down. Nice play by Michael Strange.
And that really was. And I know Diaz was racing out there and he was calling him off hard.
And that'll bring up the number 7 hitter, number 3, Justin Sanchez. Sanchez hit by a pitch and struck out. And keep in mind, Ortiz has inherited a bases-loaded situation, down 6-2. The right-hander to the plate, low. 1 ball and no strikes. The runners on the bases are the responsibility of Charlie Langford. It's all against his pitching line. And the 1-0 offering. That's outside with a breaking ball, 2-0. Now the danger is you got to come in with a fastball.
Yep.
2 balls, no strikes. Here to the right-handed hitter. The pitch, swing and a miss.
Yeah, he got him with the high fastball.
Yeah, and I don't know why you're swinging at that. You're ahead in the count at 2-0.
I don't know.
And you swing at a bad pitch.
Tomahawk swing.
Sanchez awaits the 2-1. Sanchez got the save in game 1. Swing and a miss. Fastball down in the zone. Good pitch thrown by Isaiah Ortiz.
Yeah.
I tell you, he gets out of this and it's 6-2. You're still in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
8-2, 92 different story. The pitch swung on, grounded slowly. Foul. Third base side.
But he got out way ahead of that.
Yeah, he did. Mondragon at third, Alvarez at second, Lyons at first. It is 2-2 to Justin Sanchez. Swung on and fouled off to the right.
Yeah, Ortiz is trying to work the zone, and he's picking it up and just kind of fouling them off.
Yeah.
So it's a battle between the two right now.
Laying down the sign is Jason Diaz. The offering.
Oh.
That must have missed high. I think it was high, but it looked like a strike.
It looked like a strike because I didn't see Diaz's glove move at all from the belt line.
I think he called it just a tad high. I mean, a smidgen high. 3-2 with 1 out. Bases loaded. The pitch. Swung on and fisted slowly to second. This will score a run. Charging and sidearming to first for the out is Carrera.
Good.
7-2. Good defensive play as Mondragon scores from third, 2 down.
But again, that's the right play. You get the out every time.
And quite frankly, in that situation, John, it was the only play.
It was the only play.
You don't want to try something cute. You still have 2 runners in scoring position.
Yeah.
And Wyatt Hill singled and struck out in his first 2 at-bats. 3 runs across in the 4th inning. The pitch. Swing and a miss. A hack at that one and missed. 0-1. To Wyatt Hill. Ortiz trying to keep his team in the game. The offering. Swung on, grounded left side. Davila to his left, sets, throws, and that will end the bottom of the 4th inning. The Mustangs still within reach despite 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. Northridge has stranded 7 in the game, but they lead 7-2 after 4 innings on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Seven 2 Northridge, top of the 5th inning. Here's Charlie Langford. 5th inning. Langford stepping in. Here against Diego Mondragon. And even though he plays for the opposition, John, quite frankly, he's a joy to watch pitch. He just gets rid of the baseball and does his thing.
Yeah, and he just is very well.
Bunted foul along the third base side.
And like we were talking about, he's just a smooth pitcher.
You know when your defense plays better? When your pitcher throws strikes. You know, your defense will play better.
Is that a thing?
Well, I wish it was more consistent
stop.
for the Mustangs. They need to do that.
Yeah.
The pitch, fastball is outside. 44 strikes and 17 balls for Diego Mondragon.
And those are great stats for pitching.
The wide and the offering. Breaking ball is a little bit inside. It had some good break to it, but it did miss. At 2-1 to Charlie Langford. Langford, Diaz, and Davila in the visiting half of the 5th inning. The pitch swung on and popped foul and out of play.
Well,
moves to 2-2.
Yep, Langford's got a battle now. And he's due. He has not had a great appearance at the plate today, but he's due.
0 for 5, 0 for 3 in game 1. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and grounded a second. He'll be 0 for 6 as the play is made. And he's pulled up lame.
Yeah.
As Sanchez made the play, he stopped midway between home and first base. He did pull up a little bit lame there.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he pulled hamstring maybe. He was trying to stretch out.
Jason Diaz with an RBI double aboard on an air, and that hit him on a breaking ball.
Yep. First pitch hit him.
Diaz has had an excellent day at the plate. And here is Miguel Davila. Grounded to second and popped out. Urias will be the runner. At first, off Davila's walk-up music, Hey Baby, ¿Qué pasó?
Is that what that is? Is that Britney Spears? Sorry, I couldn't help myself again.
I don't know if I can even call this next pitch. That one's a good one, John. You got me good there. That is hilarious. The pitch. Outside with a heater. 1 ball and no strikes. Oh, that's good. That was good.
Well, every once in a while I have a gem.
No, that was excellent. The artist might be initialed BS, but we won't get into that. And the 1-0. Swung on and tapped foul along the third base side. In on the fist to Miguel Davila. 1 ball and 1 strike. We're at the top of the 5th inning in Game 2. Northridge leads 7-2. They won 7-6 in Game 1. Now, are we under? Nope. We are at 60 degrees.
Oh, still a heat wave.
6-0. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. The pitch, down and away.
It's a lot better than it would have been on Saturday.
Yeah, that was not pretty.
I think it was like 36 degrees.
Yeah, cold, dreary.
2 inches of snow on the ground.
Yeah, and then by Sunday I was mowing the lawn.
Yep. Welcome to spring in Colorado.
And the 2-1 swung on and popped up into right field, and that is going to be Anderson making the play. 2 down, back to first is Urias.
Now batting, junior number 1, Angel Lopez.
Lopez struck out swinging, struck out looking. Again, Fort Morgan scored the first run in each game. In fact, they scored the first 3 runs in the first game.
Yeah, it's just about keeping that going.
Yeah, and that's the challenge. The pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball in the inner half.
Yeah, he was behind that pitch. Wasn't loaded and ready for it.
No balls and 1 strike. Mondragon is 70 pitches deep on his way to a complete game if he keeps this going. Short lead at first for Urias. The offering. Swung on and grounded towards left field. It'll be fielded by the third baseman. Long throw to first will be late.
Yep.
And no reason to make that throw if you're Wyatt Hill. That's an infield hit every time.
And that was a good hit. And he made that adjustment. He knew he was behind it that first pitch. Made that adjustment and got and hit right in the gap. So that was
Fort Morgan did pick up their 3rd hit.
Yeah. So that was a good hit by Lopez.
Ortiz has singled and grounded out. He's 1 for 2. Runners take their leads. And the pitch. Strike, fastball, inner half. It's 0-1 to Isaiah Ortiz. Urias at second. Lopez at first. Looking back. And the pitch. Fastball is inside. And the count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. Northridge has scored in every inning. The Mustangs with a single tally in the 1st and 4th innings. Mondragon to the plate. Swung on and lifted towards left field, but that's going to be a routine play. Coming on is Lerman. He makes the grab. And on that soft line drive, the Mustangs are retired in the top of the 5th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 more left on base. The Mustangs, in 12 innings of baseball today, have stranded 17 runners. 7-2 Northridge on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. With Charlie Langford hurting himself in the top of the 5th inning, he's out of the game, and Cooper Chisholm is now the second baseman for the Mustangs. Bottom of the 5th, Northridge leads 7-2. Isaiah Ortiz in his first full inning of work will face the 9-1 and 2 hitters. Brecken Anderson walked and struck out swinging. 0 for 1. The offering. Swing and a miss. He brought some mustard to that fastball.
Yes, he did. And it was a well-placed fastball, too.
Yes. No balls and 1 strike. I'm John Beltran with John Prouty for today's doubleheader from Eddie Underwood Field. And the offering. That's right there. Fastball at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes. Nothing but heat so far for Isaiah Ortiz and against this hitter. Pisano is on deck. Open stance. Isaiah to the plate. Oh, called strike 3 on that breaking ball. Yeah, that was dirty.
That was.
1 out. What a breaking ball thrown by Isaiah. I tell you what, the relief pitching for the Mustangs today has been incredible.
Yeah.
AJ in game 1 and Isaiah did a nice job here, coming on with the bases loaded and nobody out.
Well, and our relief pitching has kept us in these games. We just kind of keep getting ourselves jammed up.
Jason Diaz, I don't know if he needs a new glove, but there's something wrong equipment-wise with one out and the bases empty, bottom of the fifth inning. And Northridge is up 7-2. Louis Pisano has walked, grounded out, and been hit by a pitch. Yeah, this looks like an equipment issue.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, we'll be with you on Thursday right here from Fort Morgan. Mustangs and Rough Riders, 4 o'clock first pitch on B106. Yeah, the season is... It's not winding down yet, but after today, you've only got 8 games left. 8 games after today. 4 against 2 against 4 different schools. Here we go with Louis Pisano. The offering bounces to the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. That was only the 3rd ball thrown by Ortiz in 15 pitches, so he's been in control. And the offering, that's off the plate, outside, 2-0. To Louis Pisano. Laying down the sign is Diaz. Kicking the pitch. Nope, skips away. You know, it's funny, John, I think that just with Diaz going to the dugout, it's amazing how that throws the pitcher's rhythm off. As soon as he went to the dugout, you're out there cold for like an extra 2.5 minutes.
Right.
Now he can't find the plate. 3-0. That's a strike, though. But it takes you a while to get back into it.
You got to find your rhythm back again, too. I mean, it's just finding that you got a rhythm, and then you take that break, and it breaks your rhythm, too.
Without question. And the 3-1 swung on and grounded sharply to first. Strange keeps it in front of him, knocks it down, steps in the bag, 2 down.
And that was a good play by Strange. That was a good hit ball, but he kept it in front of him and made the play.
Yeah, when a ball's hit that sharply and it's at first, you don't care if you feel it cleanly. Nope. You just got to keep the ball near you.
Well, you drop to the knees. I mean, you drop to the one knee and block that ball. Anything you can do to keep it in front of you. Because all you got to do is knock it down, pick it up, and touch first.
Derek Casillas is 1 for 2. Swung on, base hit into center field. Now 2 for 3. And then the ball almost got away, but...
Well, yeah, it looked like they were treating it like routine and went to make that side scoop, and it bounced right over his glove.
Diego Mondragon aboard twice on errors, and he walked, so he's been on base 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
But he's 0 for 2. Ortiz out of the stretch. End of the plate. Bounces in, gets away. Wild pitch. Sends the runner Casillas to second. Keep in mind, Northridge has scored in every inning in this game. They had a run in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 3 in the fourth. The Mustangs with a run in the first, 1 in the fourth. 7-2, Northridge way outside on the curveball. 2 balls and no strikes. Straight up at 8 o'clock. This is Morgan County's B106, KPRB, Brush, Fort Morgan. Popped up. This will end the inning. The third baseman, Davila, ranges under it and makes the catch for the out. And that ends this bottom half of the 5th inning in Game 2 of the doubleheader. For the Northridge Grizzlies, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. The Mustangs have stranded 7. Northridge has stranded 8, but they've got the 7-2 lead on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Mustangs will bat in the top of the 6th inning. Northridge is looking for the sweep of the doubleheader in Fort Morgan. Up 7-2. Chase Prouty had a base hit his last time up. That began a 2-out bases empty rally for the Mustangs. What they need to do is start those rallies with less than 2 down. had a good game swinging the bat. Also hit a shot down the left field line that was fielded by Lerman. A great play. And the pitch. And he takes that pitch down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. This is the third plate appearance in game 2. Popped up behind the second base bag, and the second baseman is going to make the catch. Justin Sanchez, 1 out. And that'll bring up Braden Hilzer. Hilzer is 1 for 2. I mean, we have not seen any deep counts when this guy's pitching, John. Everything, he either retires the hitter. See right there, first pitch, grounded to short, a routine play. The ball is dropped. Now the throw to first is in time, even with the ball booted there by Casillas. He made the play. And he's retired the first 2 hitters on 3 pitches. And this is Elric here that's batting. With 2 down and the bases empty. 77 pitches to get 17 outs. That's pretty darn good. And the offering. Popped up, shallow right field. This could be trouble. Going out and reaching out and making the catches. Lyons. That is incredible. I don't know if he saw that ball go into his glove. He spun around, and Lincoln Lyons made a heck of a play inside the right field line. And on 4 pitches, the Mustangs are retired in the top of the 6th inning. That is one tremendous defensive play by Lincoln Lyons. Let's head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Northridge leads Fort Morgan 7-2 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Miguel Davila, the third pitcher for Fort Morgan. Cooper Chisholm goes to third. Isaiah Ortiz back at second. 7-2 Northridge. And here is Damian Alvarez, followed by Lincoln Lyons and Jacob Lerman. You know, for as bad as Northridge was defensively in game 1, they've been a lot better in this game.
Yeah, they really have. They've been playing well. They've been hitting well. It's just Fort Morgan looks tired.
They do it. They do in this game. Fastball is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. And the offering. That's a strike. But I tell you what, the relief pitching excellent. JJ, great in game 1. Isaiah Ortiz, great in game 2. Miguel looks like he's throwing BBs here to this first hitter in the bottom of the 6th inning. And the 1-1 swung on and lifted into shallow right center field. And that's going to drop for a base hit as the ball nearly got away. There's a new right fielder in there as well for Fort Morgan. I don't know if that is Elric out and right.
I don't know.
Some of these younger players have trouble identifying.
It might be.
I've got to look at but I can't even see the number.
I think it's Urias.
Okay, left-handed, yeah. Here's Lincoln Lyons, who has been on base 3 times. 0 for 0. Fastball is high. He's walked twice, been hit by a pitch. Lincoln Lyons has had 6 plate appearances, make it 7, and he's been on base 6 times. This is his 8th plate appearance. 1-0. Inside, got a piece of the plate, barely missed. 2-0. Two balls and no strikes to Lincoln Lyons, short lead at first. Yeah, I doubt Alvarez is going to go anywhere, at least via the stolen base. Down and in. 3 balls and no strikes. I mean, the key, John, is to let's get out of this inning with few runs scored. You don't want to be left on the field with a 10-run rule.
Right. No,
if you get into trouble. That's the worst way to end this game.
It is. That's painful.
You want some respectability. The pitch. That's a strike. On the inner half, it's 3-1. To Lincoln Lyons, the best hitter on either side today.
Yep.
3-step lead. The pitch. Swung on, drilled into deep left field in the gap, and the catch is going to be made by Marquez. He closed that gap. Back to first is Alvarez, 1 out. Nice job of JJ flagging that down and recording the out. There's Jacob Lerman, who's 0 for 3. Again, if you pitch strikes, your defense will show up a little bit more as opposed to being
Right.
all over the place.
Well, and that's the thing is, we got to figure out how we let our defense work for us a little bit here too. Don't have to strike everybody out.
Runner goes. That's high. Throw to second by Diaz. Skips away and into center field. That'll be an error. Advancing the runner on the stolen base. Mustangs commit their 4th error of the game. Yeah, and that one, I don't know. You don't necessarily eat it, but when that throw skips up the second base side, and neither your second baseman or shortstop could get it.
Right.
And it becomes a miscue. Mustangs will play the infield now in, trailing 7-2. 1 ball and no strikes. And here's the kick and the pitch. Swung on and chopped slowly to third. The play is going to have to be debated to first. Nope, you can't do that. Chisholm throws home, and again, that is an experience. No way you come home with that one.
Yeah, that's
no way, and it's 8-2. That play has got to go to first.
Yeah.
Because John, he was well off the bag. The runner at third.
He
didn't even have to slide.
He was 3/4 down the baseline.
Exactly.
And you get, and again, like you said, that's inexperience.
Well, but we had that happen earlier today with Charlie throwing to third, and the pitch, fastball for a strike. It is an RBI. But, John, when the runner doesn't even have to slide,
right?
You know that play's got to go to first.
Yeah. Well, and Lyons is too fast.
No, without a doubt.
He's a good base runner.
Long strides, the pitch, and that one hit him.
Yep.
Again, get out of this jam. You don't want to be left on the field.
Well, and again, we should have 2 outs on the board instead of 1. And, yeah, I mean, it's just the miscues are, we got to figure out how do we fix that.
Yeah, the Mustangs on pace to commit 70 errors this year, and that is in 23 games. That's just way too many. The stretch and the offering. Curveball, strike 1. Wyatt Hill, single, struck out and grounded out. He's 1 for 3. This was a 5-2 Fort Morgan team at one point, and now just looking for a win any way they can get it. Their next chance, if they don't rally here, will be on Thursday against Roosevelt. The pitch swung on line towards left field. That will drop for a base hit. Runner had to hold at second. Bases are loaded. Marquez throws all the way through. And Wyatt Hill is 2 for 4. Northridge, with only their 6th hit of the game. Fort Morgan has 1 more hit than Northridge. So the bases are loaded. And what's this number wearing? This is not the hitter that's scheduled.
No.
Big, strong hitter. We'll see who that is in just a second, as soon as we get a number. Left-handed hitter, though. And the offering. Fastball is upstairs. That is
14?
Joel Vasquez, who hit in the first game. Vasquez in the first game was 0 for 1. The pitch, swing and a miss. One ball and 1 strike. Lerman at third, Sanchez at second, Hill at first. 8-2 Northridge. The pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball down and in. 1-2. 1 out, bottom of the 6th inning. How about a strikeout here? The pitch in the dirt. Taken right out of the dirt by Jason Diaz.
And he's put some great blocks down today at catcher.
Two balls, 2 strikes. The pitch Swung on and fouled off to the left. The bases remain full of Northridge Grizzlies with an 8-2 lead. Out of the line is Miguel Davila, and the offering. Called strike 3 on a pitch, maybe a little bit up and away, but it was on the outside corner, 2 down. Vasquez goes down looking. Louis Pisano's 0 for 2. Walked, grounded out, hit by a pitch, and grounded to first. He's grounded to first twice, so watch for him to go the other way. And Pisano's got the right field line if he wants it. Curveball, strike 1. Good start there by Miguel Davila. The junior looks in. Pisano awaits. Swing and a miss. Blew that cheese right by him. It's 0-2. Yeah, that was good hardcore fastball there.
Made me think of a Philly cheesesteak.
Oh, God, is that? Yeah, I shouldn't have said that.
Whiz.
That's my bad, John. Sorry about that. I'm getting to that one soon. Pitch. Down low with another heater, 1-2.
Yeah, he was going to try to get him chasing that time. He didn't bite.
Ah, see what you did there. Didn't bite.
Didn't bite.
1 ball, 2 strikes. I like to bite into a cheesesteak. Here, the pitch. Nearly hit him.
Ooh. Yeah, we don't want to do that.
I can't believe it didn't hit him. Pisano had to
jump
out of the way. He's a great athlete because that's not easy to jump out of the way that quickly.
Well, he's been hit a couple of times today. I think maybe he's getting tired of that.
Yep, 2-2. The offering swung on and grounded towards left field, a dive and off the glove of Langford. It's a base hit. Check that. That's off the glove of Carrera for a base hit. 9-2. Jacob Lerman scores. And that extends the inning for Derek Casillas. Casillas has walked, struck out, and singled twice. 2 for 3. A base hit in the gap could end this thing, so the Mustangs want to get him out and hit in the 7th. The offering. And that one skips away to the screen, back up the first base side. 10-2. As Sanchez crosses home plate. I don't even want to look at the column of wild pitches Fort Morgan has had today, but it's got to be 7 or 8. That is the 8th wild pitch. 1 ball and no strikes to pitch. Swung on, line towards shallow center field. That is a dive. It's a base hit, and the game is going to end. It's going to be a 2-run single for Casillas, and Northridge is going to win by a score of 12-2. And they have swept the doubleheader. As we get to the post-game show, brought to you by Advanced Agri Solutions. Get a full plan of seafood and water. 970-571-2024. They scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning, and they win 12-2. 12 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, 9 left on base, 2 runs, 7 hits, 4 errors, 7 left on base. The winning pitcher going the distance at 6 innings was Diego Mondragon. The loss went to Charlie Langford. Time of the game, 1 hour and 51 minutes. Mustangs got on the board first. Jason Diaz with an RBI double. But back came Northridge, a run in the bottom of the 1st inning. And then they just continued to score. They would make it 2-1 as Justin Sanchez scored on an error. 3-1 in the 2nd inning. Diego Mondragon scored on a miscue as well. And then it was 4-1 shortly thereafter in the 3rd inning. Mustangs did get a run back, Chase Prouty scored on a wild pitch, making it 4-2, but then Northridge scored the final 8 runs of the game. Damian Alvarez with a 2-run double contributed to that. Justin Sanchez with an RBI, 7-2, and then 5 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Jacob Lerman with an RBI, and it just kept on going. Don't need to keep going there as Northridge wins 12-2. The Mustangs dropped to 2-8 in league play, and they are 5-10 overall. They have lost 8 games in a row. Northridge at 4-5, and I believe 6-9 or 5-9 of the season. We'll get an adjustment on that record, and Max Preps will update it But, John, it's a game of mistakes for Fort Morgan, and you're right. They look tired in game 2, especially in this inning.
Yeah, and it's just one of those. That's where you got to find that heart, because it's heart that gets you through those, and you dig deep and you go out. But you got to be out there you got to be in it to win it.
I can imagine that's going to be a long conversation out there between head coach Josh Langford and the team on their home field getting swept today. And game 1 was competitive. Game 2 was competitive for a while, but then Northridge just took it to them. All right, John and I will be back with you on Thursday when the Mustangs host the Roosevelt Rough Riders at 4 o'clock. For John Prouty, I'm John Beltran. Northridge takes out the Mustangs in a doubleheader in Fort Morgan, 7-6 in game 1, 12-2 in 6 innings in game 2 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.